Well, welcome back to Life the Wild Ride. Today I'm hoping to do some stuff on the bus today. And well, we'll see where we go. It's a dreary, wet day as you can see. So probably not going to be working underneath on the tank, putting the gray water tank in. Probably going to do inside stuff. But well, let's get to it and see what we got planned. So I think today what I'm going to do is start to work on putting these shelving underneath the kitchen cabinets here. It's a little dark in here because like I said, it's gloomy outside. So there's not a lot of light coming in, and because we have those tinted windows. So yeah, I'm gonna put these brackets in. I gotta put a board across the middle here and the back for support, and then we'll cut some shelving to fit in here. So that's I think what we're gonna work on today. Nothing really special as far as this project goes, but I want to get that capped off because we'll be using that obviously for storage and stuff underneath our kitchen sink and cabinet area. Like I said, I'm working on the counter shelves in the cabinetry under, well, it's too dark to see here, under the sink here. I kind of went back and forth, but when I started to decide to put this in, I realized there was a better way I could do it. I'll pull one of these up because they're not fastened down yet. But originally, I was going to do plywood, and then I found all these angle brackets, and I figured this would be great because I wouldn't have to have something thick. But then I decided I was going to go, again, just recycling. I got plenty of pegboard. I was going to use pegboard for the shelving because we're putting anything too heavy in here, and I can put plenty of supports underneath. But for a couple of reasons. One, I already have it. I don't have to buy it. Two, the air holes in it will also help airflow, you know, for underneath the cabinet down here and then up through here to keep the tank warmer in colder weather or cooler and warmer weather, so we can get some airflow around that tank. So I'm hoping that helps. I guess it's just a, you know, it wasn't planned that way. The wood was free, I already have it, so I'm going to use it. But what I did different is I did not use these angle brackets. I decided to put in boards like this, and I got a pocket hole screwed in front and back, and basically I have one there. And we'll see, I may add more. There's one here in the middle, you can see, hopefully, where the two seams are. Now, this board was big enough to put in whole, but it won't fit through the opening with my cabinet here. I couldn't turn it to get it through here, so I had to cut it in half to get it in. So I was going to put a support in the center anyways, so this meets right up in the center there. And then, of course, I'll have them all pulled nice and tight together, and it'll be fastened down. And then of course on this other side I also have another support over here. The question is, do I put another one in between here to make it even stronger? You know, I'm just pocket holing into the front of the cabinet and pocket holing into the wall over there. So I just got to pull those brackets out of there since I'm not going to use them. But you know, it's a very small span right here between the two, and you know, I can't see us putting anything that heavy under here that's ever going to break through that. So I think I'm just going to go ahead and get those angle brackets out of there because I don't want them to stay there, and then I will fasten these down to the supports, and we'll be all set. And then as far as in the back there, I left space there in case I want to run any wire or something like that down and behind there. I could have made these bigger, but I wanted to leave a little bit of space, and I'm probably going to put a board, just a short board, across the back there, so anything sitting, you know, small can't roll back in there. But I suspect what's going to go under here is some totes and or some pans and stuff like that. Nothing that's ever going to fall down in that small area back there. And if I have a problem with that, I can always put you know, just a false wall up there to stop that from happening. So now I'm just going to repeat this process under the kitchen sink, and then of course the last bay over there, and then we'll have the shelves in under the sink and counter on this side of the bus. Well, I got the other ones done, and now I'm on the last compartment. And this one here, we know that it's going to be pots and pans and heavier stuff. So on the side, I actually pocket hole screwed it to the sides as well, using my you know, handy dandy pocket hole jig. I'll put a link for this in the description. You know, you guys, I've used it quite a few times. I love it. And I put the same thing in this side too, pocket holes going into the side of the cabinet. So we'll be able to toss pots and pans in here, not worry about anything breaking or whatever. No extra support in the middle, but that's fine. Now, unfortunately, well, fortunately, I could put the middle section in whole Tracy and I just put a little bow into it while we're sliding it in, and we got it around the sink drain and all that. This one will not go in whole. You would think it would because there's nothing in the way. Just the mathematics of the width of it versus the opening, it's not going to go in whole, so I had to cut it in half, but no big deal. So we're going to go ahead and put this last shelving in here, and then eventually fasten it down. But it looks good. It's going to be great when it's all fastened down, like something like that right there. So once it's all fastened down and all around the edges, it won't go anywhere. And then we just got to put doors on. But you can see now this looks a lot better over here than looking at the ugly tank. And again, I'm using this stuff because one, it's free and I already had it. And as a second benefit, there's holes in it. So I'm hoping that that will help allow airflow around the tank a little bit better. So if we happen to be in colder climates, warm air can get through there easily as well. Alright, so we're just wrapping this part of the project up and we're going to move on to something else. But just another thing done on the bus. I did not get much more done from just the shelving here, but some stuff popped up we had to do. But that's done. And I did get a shelf in the bottom of this cabinet here. So we got this started. We'll put shelves in here. The one thing we did do, Trace and I are out here talking, we're kind of finalizing what the cabinets will be used for, so we know what we have for space and what we don't have for space. And we know, pots and pans will be under here. Up in these upper cabinets here, this is going to be plates, and probably the very few spices that we use, I'll put a little divider, it'll sit in here. Bowls and glasses here. And what did we say over here? Not really have much. Oh, the plastic snap containers, like for leftovers and stuff. I think that stuff, we have containers we really like. Those will go in here. This side, I think we're going to use for food storage. Dry goods, yeah, lightweight stuff. Yeah, and then down here, we might use this for water storage and more food storage. And then this here we're going to use for canned goods. Probably those bottom two shelves will be canned good height. And then up top here, a bigger shelf for other stuff. Chips, whatever else you might want to put in there. And then this will be a bank of 3 drawers, one for silverware and cooking type utensils. The bottom one is going to be a very deep drawer to handle our vacuum sealed containers. Like if we buy dry goods and want to take them out of the bag and put them in those, we'll be able to stick them in there and keep it nice and sealed. And then this cabinet here is going to be for our appliances, toaster, blender, whatever, coffee maker, that type of stuff. We have a pressure cooker like the Instapot type thing. All that will go in here, and we'll just pull it out and use it up on here. So we're kind of finalizing some of this, and we'll know more once we actually start bringing stuff out here, which is definitely not happening anytime soon. But we're going to wrap this up here. Hopefully you enjoyed today's kind of short video. But we'll see you next week. Again, stop in on Mondays for bus build videos, and I will probably be releasing some other videos as well. If I haven't done so already, I probably did already release one on Friday. But if you're interested in some other stuff to do with what's going on in our life, because this channel is Life the Wild Ride, you can check it out on other days. But if you're only interested in the bus, Mondays, 9 a.m. Eastern Time. And don't forget to check out any links in the description. If I use anything, I try to put links down there. And, well, that's about it. We'll talk to you later. Have a great day. And remember, life is a wild ride. Anything you want to add, Trace? No. Of course not.